Okay, for the last one, notice it doesn't say y equals, right? So priority 1 is to make it say y equals. Now, there's two ways of doing this. Way number 1 is I can move the x over to the right. Okay? That does leave negative 2y. Make sure the minus 2 stays in the y. I'm going to put a negative 1 in front of the x. I always want to have a number in front of x, always. So if there's not one there, put one there. When I move the x to the right, it became negative. And notice the order that I put it in. Get used to this order. This is the best order always. A y thing equals an x thing plus a number, or minus a number. Divide by whatever's in front of y, like so. The negative 2 and negative 2 reduce to make 1y. Negative 1 over negative 2 is positive 1/2 x. 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. That's one technique to get y equals. Okay. The thing I don't like about that technique is that leaving the minus sign in front of the y, sometimes people forget about that. They'll move the x over, they'll just write 2y instead of negative 2y. It's forgettable, that minus sign. Technique 2 is if y is negative, move it and move everything else to the other side. So that leaves x minus 4 equals 2y. And again, make it 1x. That's the same thing. So if we move the 2 to the right, it becomes positive. Move 4 to the left, becomes negative. X is staying on the left, it's staying positive. Divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. 1/2 x minus 2 is equal to y. Same answer, same result for both of those. Take your pick. All right. Again, if you want to leave y on the left every time, just be careful if there's a minus in front of it. Make sure that minus sticks around until you divide it out. That's the one thing I've seen people mess up on. All right. So, once you get to slope-intercept form, I'm going to go with this one here. Y equals 1/2 x minus 2. They're the same, right? Y equals 1/2 x minus 2 in both cases. Again, I always start at the constant. Whatever this number is that doesn't have x attached to it, that's my first point. So on the y-axis, 0, negative 1, negative 2, I put a dot. Second thing I look at is slope. It is a positive 1/2 slope. That's up 1, right 2. So I'm at the y-intercept, at my starting point, I go up 1, right 2. I go up 1, right 2. I go up 1, right 2. I can do it all day long. Just keep applying the slope to a point on the line. This is a point on the line. Go up 1, right 2, another point. Up 1, right 2, another point. Up 1, right 2, another point. 1/2 is the same as negative 1 over negative 2. That's down 1, left 2. At a point. Down 1, left 2. Do it again. Do it again. You can get as many points as you want to. Each time applying the slope correctly. Either up and right or down and left. Once you get all the points you want to get a straight edge, connect the dots with a straight line, put arrows on the ends of it. One last thing I want to mention about slope. Imagine a person driving a car. Not a very nice looking car. One of those that goes the same forward and backwards. All right, imagine they're always driving to the right. Okay? If the slope is positive, like this, the car should be going up the hill. If the slope is negative, like this, the car should be going down the hill. Always moving from left to right. If slope is positive, the car should be going uphill. If the slope is negative, the car should be going downhill. That's the last little check there, because the one thing people tend to do wrong on slope is they go the wrong direction. They like to use the word over instead of right and left. All right? But if you're going up and to the right, you're going upwards as you go left to right. If you're going down and to the right, you're going downwards as you go left to right. So keep that in mind with slope if you're going to apply this technique, which I recommend. Become comfortable with it. Use this to your heart's content. It works better than anything else I've ever seen. So the best way to graph lines is what we did today.